What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to take a little bit of a look at some more cards from Starter Deck 12. This is the Jesmon deck that I showed you the other day. I showed you Jesmon, we had a good chat about it. I told you that I thought Jesmon looked very nice indeed. And I told you that there would be more cards that we would look at as they were revealed. Well, a bunch more cards have been revealed, and that means we can take a good old look at them. And we might as well start off with the one that we knew was coming. It's Systemon. To be specific, Systemon Seal. Well, to be fair, right, over in Japan it is Systemon Noir. If you can read katakana, you can see it clearly says Noir there on the right-hand side after Systemon. So, yeah. It's going to be Systemon Seal over here. The lovely folks over at DigimonCard.dev have pointed that out. And actually, while we're here, shout out to the lovely folks over at DigimonCard.dev and the lovely folks over at Ensan Gaming who have provided our translation. So, what have we got with Systemon Noir / Systemon Seal? Well, 4 costs to play normally, 5,000 power. When you play, you reveal the 3 cards on the top of your deck, and you add a card with Huckmon in its name or Royal Knight in its traits to your hand. Trash the remaining cards. Cool. It's search. You're playing Systemon Seal, and you're getting a bunch of extra cards. Well, not a bunch, you're getting 1. But it's adding consistency, getting an extra card, this is a good thing. And then on all turns, all of your Digimon with Huckmon in their name or Royal Knight in their traits gain Reboot, and I adore this. Reboot, of course, is that skill that says you unsuspend during your opponent's unsuspend phase. And this is great. Proper job, great. Because what this basically means is, if you attack on your turn, you're not going to be suspended on your opponent's turn, and remember, you do not want to be suspended on your opponent's turn, because the general rule of the Digimon TCG is, you can attack suspended Digimon. So, if you've got Reboot, you unsuspend at the start of your opponent's turn, that means that you will be unsuspended during their turn, and you won't be a valid target to be attacked. Giving that to all of your Digimon, or I suppose all of your Digimon with Huckmon in their name or Royal Knight in their type, this is clearly a wonderful, wonderful thing. So you got a play skill that helps search out cards, good, and a static skill that gives all your Digimon, or at least all your relevant Digimon, Reboot, good. And of course, we should point out that Jesmon we looked at the other day, like the original Jesmon, has a skill. When attacking, you can play a Digimon card with Systemon in its name from your hand without paying its memory cost. Not quite as good as the original Jesmon, because remember the original Jesmon lets you play from your hand or trash, but you're still playing Systemon for free constantly, so it's still a good thing. And you're basically finding yourself playing one for free, but then you also get that play skill to help you search. Remember the rule of Digimon. The rule is, if it says play skills don't activate, they don't. If it doesn't say one way or the other, they absolutely do. Here it doesn't say one way or the other, so they absolutely do. And you got to think that is kind of the point, because remember, Systemon generally tend to have really good play skills, so if they didn't get to activate them when they played them for free, I mean look, Systemon get played for free, that's kind of their thing. They tend to have really good play skills. If you then don't let them have the play skills when you play them for free, that's frankly just a little bit mean, ladies and gentlemen. So Systemon's looking kind of awesome. What else do we have? Well, I suppose very quickly we have a level 4 Meramon, 4 cost to play, 4,000 power, 1 cost to Digivolve. And this is the entire hook of Meramon here. It is a red Digimon, level 4, which is 1 cost to Digivolve. That is it. That is the only thing we like about this card. There is nothing else exciting about this card. But if we take a look at the other red level 4s that are 1 cost to Digivolve, we've got the Dark Tyrannomon from BT1, we've got the Fugamon from BT4, but remember that's got 3,000 power and is a super weak Digimon, so it's not exactly a phenomenal option. We've got the Monochromon from BT5, which also has Blocker, which pretty much puts it, straight to the head of the pack. And now we've got this. 1 cost to Digivolve level 4s are good. And I don't think you're playing this over Monochromon, but because it's a 1 cost to Digivolve blocker, that's ridiculous. But outside of that, I like this. I'm not saying you always need to only play level 4s that cost a single memory to evolve. That's up to you. But I am saying that this is cheaper to play than Dr. Meramon, while being more powerful than Huckmon, and maybe it's got a bit of a niche there. Now, by the same token, it's also more expensive than Huckmon and weaker than Dr. Meramon, but, you know, it's out there, ladies and gentlemen. It's out there as an option, and I kind of like it. It might be a vanilla Digimon, but as far as vanilla Digimon go, it is at least interesting. There's something to get a bit excited about. But then we have a couple of Digimon we're really expecting, and these ones look fun. Starting off with Huckmon. Now here we got our level 3, free cost to play normally, 0 cost to Digivolve, 2000 power, standard level 3. On your turn, once per turn, when a Digimon with Systemon comes into play, gain a memory. Nice! Because remember, you're playing Systemon for free. Both the Jesmon we've seen allow you to play Systemon for free. Now, firstly, what this does is reduce the cost of all your Systemon by 1, but secondly, what it does is gain you a memory when you play one for free, which is clearly awesome. And don't forget, Systemon Seal, or Systemon Noir if you're over in Japan, when you play, gains a memory anyway. So if you've got this out, and you play a Systemon Seal, you're actually gaining 2 memory, which is kind of silly. And there's no note on this that says it doesn't stack, so usual deal. If it doesn't specifically say it doesn't stack, assume that it does. Now this is a static skill, but it's only on a level 3. Let's say, for argument's sake, you've got 4 Huckmon in play. Unlikely, but just roll with me for a moment. If you've got 4 Huckmon in play, you play a Systemon Seal, you gain 5 memory. That's 1 more than you paid to play Systemon Seal. So you can play Systemon Seal straight up and gain a memory. You can play Systemon Seal with a skill and gain 5. And there's nothing to say that Huckmon doesn't stack. And also, the language here is very important. If it reduced the cost by 1, then that would be very different, but it doesn't. You pay, and then you get the memory back. So, yeah, you absolutely can here play a 4-cost Digimon and gain 5 memory, or play it for free and gain 5 memory. That's a little bit nutty. And I don't think you're often going to actually be gaining 5 memory when you play a Systemon Seal, but I absolutely do think you'll be gaining 2, maybe 3, and that's pretty ridiculous. We've then got an inheritable skill whereby on both players' turns, when this Digimon has Huckmon in its name or Royal Knight in its traits, gain 1000 power. It's not exactly a groundbreaking skill, I think is fair to say. This is not going to set the game on fire. But if you're playing a Royal Knight deck, if you're playing something like Jesmon, it gains an extra 1000 power. And we've all played enough games by now to know that 1000 power can be the difference between deleting and not deleting. The difference between surviving and not surviving. It's a pretty big deal. Extra 1000 power, it's not groundbreaking, but it's pretty cool. For me, it's a static skill here. The static skill is absolutely wonderful. I adore it. But then we've got SaviorHuckmon jumping up to level 5, 7 cost to play normally, 3 cost to Digivolve, 7000 power, all exactly what we would expect. When you Digivolve until the end of this turn, this Digimon can attack your opponent's unsuspended Digimon, which is clearly brilliant. Now, again, we're not talking anything groundbreaking here, we've seen this before, but this can swing the game. Like, genuinely, legitimately swing the game. This is the kind of thing where your opponent's got and again, you only got 7000 power, so be a little bit careful here. But this is one of those ones where your opponent's got 1 or 2 Digimon out that you really need to get rid of before they evolve up. You can. Or they've got a blocker, which they're saving for something down the line, so they haven't suspended. They're unsuspended, so they can block. You just take them out before they can block. This is a really nice skill. It's a kind of thing that's going to make a little bit of a difference. You've only got 7000 power, so let's not go too crazy here. Although there are ways to boost it, you are red after all. But I love that you can take out a weaker unsuspended Digimon. That's very cool. Then we have an inheritable skill when you are attacking once per turn. If this Digimon has Royal Knight in its traits, you can play a Systemon, or a Digimon with Systemon in its name, from your trash or hand without paying its cost. This is phenomenal. Flat out phenomenal. Because regular Jesmon, the one from BT6, When attacking, you can play a Digimon with Systemon in its name from your hand or trash without paying its memory cost. And here you've got that as an inheritable skill. Now, admittedly, this is once per turn. But the first attack with Jesmon, you get to play 2 Systemon from your hand or trash. And don't forget, the new Jesmon might only be able to play from your hand when it attacks. But you can still play from your hand when you attack, and then play from your trash using this skill. You're attacking and playing 2 Digimon with Systemon in their name for free? That's great. Genuinely great. And remember, they kind of owe us here, because they went and restricted the other SaviorHuckmon, the one from BT6, the really crazy over-the-top good one. They went and restricted it to 1 copy in your deck. And there's a good reason. That card was legit broken. You could unsuspend if you had a Systemon in play. That was a bit silly. And then when you did Evolve, you play a Systemon for free. Now, this is not as good as that SaviorHuckmon, let's not be silly, but it is still a very good SaviorHuckmon. This is a starter deck card, but if you're playing a Jesmon deck, whether it's starter deck or not, this is going to slide right in. It is brilliant. And then we've got Teacher, Student, Journey, and Option cards. We're popping in on the end quickly. 2 cost to play. You reveal 3 cards on the top of your deck. Add a card with Huckmon or Systemon in its name, or a card with Royal Knight in its traits among them to your hand. Trash the remaining cards. Put this card in your battle area. And then it's got a delay skill, but it doesn't gain you memory. The next time you would Digivolve, you reduce the cost by 1. Which kind of does gain you memory in a roundabout way. As a security card, you reveal 3 cards on top of your deck, add a card with Huckmon or Systemon, or a card with Royal Knight and its traits to your hand, and then place it in your battle area. So yeah, not bad, ladies and gentlemen. Not bad at all. It's one of those delay cards that kind of gains you memory, and it searches out cards as well. It's a cool card. How much play it'll see? Don't know, but it's a pretty cool card, and it is absolutely one worth having a little bit of a look at. So, there we go. That's what we need to talk about. They are the new cards from Starter Deck 12, and I, for one, think they are rather lovely. Both these starter decks are shaping up pretty good. I'd be lying if I said this was looking better than Starter Deck 13 with Ragnar Lordmon. It's not. But that doesn't mean it's not looking good, ladies and gentlemen. That does not mean it's not looking good. For now, I want to know what you think about all of this and which of these cards are good and how good that new SaviorHuckmon is. So let me know in the comment section, would you? Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk Digimon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far, the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.